All right, you guys, today a very special Minnesota celebrity guest and I are going to the Minnesota State Fair to rate some foods so that you don't have to and you can decide what to put on your list and whatnot, because I have been watching all of the food rating videos roll in and I've compiled a list of all the things that have been getting the best scores. So we're gonna go and tell you what works and what doesn't so you don't have to waste your time or money on it. But before we go, a lot of people don't know that the Minnesota State Fair is actually the second largest state fair in the entire United States. We're only beat by formality by the Texas State Fair because they're actually open for the entire month and we're only open for about 2 weeks. So they technically have us there, and I think I've heard that they go bigger on like the livestock and animal related stuff. But the Minnesota State Fair, what we focus on mostly, we do animals and whatnot, but the food and the vibes, and that's why people fly in from literally all over the world for this. It is a crazy activity. People will come in from out of state, they'll bring up RVs, they'll rent out yards for parking RVs and spend entire weeks. There are some people who dedicate, they will take their 2 weeks vacation from work off just to go and spend the whole thing parked in an RV at night and then going to the state fair every single day. It is absolutely wild, the dedication the Minnesota State Fair has. But since our trip today is about ranking some of the newer foods that you may not have tried before to know what you need to add to your vacation or not, I'm gonna give everyone who doesn't know much about the Minnesota State Fair and might wanna come visit the absolute certified 10 out of 10s, the essentials, what you need to have if you haven't had them already. So first you start out with your appetizers, and I would recommend going to the original Mousetrap cheese curds. Everyone knows about it. They are the stop to go. There's a ton of cheese curd options at the State Fair, but those ones are by far, for some reason, just the best. And then you move on to your main course. You got either your Pronto Pup, delicious, your pickle pizza, which is a more recent phenomenon of past years, but it's caught on very quickly. And some people would say do the turkey leg. I myself am not a fan of the turkey leg, but everyone's got their own thing. Now the drinks of course rotate every year as well, but I'd recommend hitting up Surly. They usually have some sort of a drink that has a duck in it. Spoiler alert, we are going to try that one again this year, but it's different every year. And then for dessert, you always want to end up at Tom Thumb's mini donuts. They are an absolute staple brand, but if you do miss it at the Minnesota State Fair and you happen to live in the area, they have a food truck that sometimes goes around to other festivals and events. So if you miss it at the State Fair, you have another chance to get some of those. And then of course the all-you-can-drink milk bar people are crazy about, and it is absolutely delicious. And then of course we have the world-renowned Sweet Martha's cookies, which is my personal controversial take. Everyone will say you have to stop and get them, but I just think they taste like warm Toll House cookies and they're nothing to be that crazy about. So if you don't want to stop and get them, you don't have to, but don't tell anyone I ever said that or else people are going to be very upset. All right, we're starting out with Attack of the Quack, the beer at Surly here where you get a little duck. I don't like beer, but I'll give it a 5 out of 10 because I'll drink it.
5 out of 10. It's a weird color for a beer, but I don't know. I'd give it a 7 for as hot as it is out here. It's pretty refreshing.
All right, not bad. And of course, you do it for the duck. All right, up next is the Cajun deep fried pickles that everyone's been talking about. Let's see how they are. Definitely going 8 or 9 out of 10.
7 or 8. Definitely Minnesota Cajun.
Yeah.
If I can handle it.
Not a drop of spice in these, but they're pretty good nonetheless. All right, the State Fair heat is kicking in. I'm trying out the blended margarita. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 2 or 3 out of 10. It just tastes like artificial sweetener. It's pretty hard to digest. All right, we got the cheese curd and buffalo, and then mine's a brat taco. You can see we've already been eating it. I'm giving mine like a 6, 7 out of 10. I think it's all right, not a necessity, and definitely a little bit hot on a hot day.
Yeah, it's too much heat and fried greasiness for a hot day, and it's definitely a white person taco. It's no spice. It's good, just it's a 5-ish for me.
Will say that I'm loving the cheese in it. I'm getting my cheese curd experience if you don't want to get the whole bucket and you also want like a taco.
A twofer.
Yeah, not a bad combo. All right, you know we had to stop at the Never Walls booth, of course, because it's been trending everywhere. All right, I'm going to rate this maybe 1 or 0 out of 10 because the name's a little confusing. To my knowledge, it's quite frequently been Walls
It's
for
been
the last
Walls
for
years.
a while.
For years now. For years.
It seems they're just maybe misinformed, and that makes sense. But let me tell you, the moment that Republicans finally find out how Google works, their minds are going to be blown.
It's going to be a whole new world for them. But yeah, it's definitely been like frequently Walls. They need to rearrange. But again, you can check out their website, neverwalls.com. Highly recommend the website.
Very informative.
Lots of good information there.
I got the cherry lime freeze. The guy at the booth said it was the best freeze at the entire state fair, and honestly, I'm willing to believe him. I'm giving it maybe my only 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 just because my teeth are now red. Don't love that.
I got the roasted pineapple lager from Indeed at Mancini's, and it's giving me it's different. It's giving me seltzery vibes, like TV static, and it's not really lager vibes, and that depresses me a little bit because I had very high hopes for roasted pineapple because I love pineapple, and but it's not bad. I'll give it a 6-ish out of 10.
It's different. That's Minnesota for it's not good. All right, we had to get something on a stick, so on the way out we grabbed the strawberry and cream waffle on a stick that's new this year. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10 because the user experience was kind of a mess, and I don't know if I would say it's necessary.
It's a little messy.
It's good, it's just not, yeah.
It is. I was like 7-8 out of 10. I feel like I'm not a huge strawberry fan, and I wasn't repulsed by it, so that's pretty good. And it's on a stick, so that's a really state fair experience. I think it is very messy. You need more than one napkin. That's our biggest problem right here.
All right, that about does it. Should we stop and get some Sweet Martha's cookies?
Well, obviously not.
Nah. And just like that, the severe weather alert is going off. It's saying seek shelter, and it's time to wrap this up. All right, I just got back from the state fair, and I showered and dried off because we did get stuck in the severe weather alert, and the thunderstorm was wild. Trying to get out of there as they evacuated the state fair was manic, but boy was it a fun day besides that, and luckily it happened as we were right on the way out and already done with the day. So I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go take a nap, edit this stuff, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you like the stuff that I put out, and if you don't, then sorry you had to sit through this. Sucks to suck.